Hello, everyone. Welcome to English Flow Podcast. I'm Sarah.
And I'm William, and we are so glad you chose to be here with us today.
Now, I want to begin with a question, and I want you to really think about it. Have you ever heard someone say, I want to be confident in English, and then also say, I have been practicing every day, and then also say, I am being more careful with my words now?
3 sentences, 3 different words. Be, been, being.
And if you ever stopped and thought, wait, why 3 different words? What is the difference? Why can't I just use one of them for everything? This episode is for you.
Because be, been, and being confuse almost every English learner. Not because they are hard, but because nobody ever explains them in a way that actually makes sense.
They come from the same verb, to be, but they live in completely different moments. They do completely different jobs. And today, we are going to make each one so clear that you will never mix them up again.
No grammar charts, no confusing labels, just the feeling behind each word, the life inside each one.
And by the end of this episode, be, been, and being will feel like 3 trusted friends, each one with a different personality, each one ready to help you in the right moment.
If you are new to English Flow Podcast, welcome. We are so happy you found us. Subscribe right now and grow your English with us every single week.
Okay, let's begin.
Let's flow. Before we explore each word on its own, let's see them as a family, because understanding the family makes each member easier to know.
Be, been, and being all come from the verb to be, the most important verb in all of English.
In the present tense, to be gives us am, is, and are. In the past tense, it gives us was and were. And now, today, we are looking at 3 special forms that appear when to be works alongside other verbs.
Think of it this way. Am, is, are, was, were, these forms stand on their own. They are complete. They do the whole job by themselves.
I am tired. She was happy. They were ready. Complete sentences, no helpers needed.
But be, been, and being are different. They almost never stand alone. They almost always need a partner verb beside them to work.
Be needs a modal verb. Words like will, would, can, could, should, must, may, might.
Been needs have, has, or had before it.
Being needs am, is, are, was, or were before it.
These partners are not optional. They are essential. And once you learn which partner goes with which form, be, been, and being suddenly become very easy to use.
Now, here's the beautiful thing about each one. They do not just have different partners, they carry different feelings, different time, different meaning.
Be is about possibility, about something that could happen, should happen, needs to happen.
Been is about experience, about something that has already happened and is still connected to now.
Being is about right now, about something actively happening in this very moment.
Possibility, be. Experience, been. Right now, being.
Say those 3 with us.
Possibility, be. Experience, been. Right now, being.
That is your map. Let's now walk through each territory carefully. Let's start with be. And I want to begin with the feeling because the feeling is everything.
Be lives in the land of possibility, of what could be, what should be, what needs to be, what someone is directing you toward.
When you hear be in a sentence, something is open, something is not fixed yet. There's movement toward a state or a quality.
And be appears in two very important situations in everyday English.
The first situation, after modal verbs. Modal verbs are words that express possibility, necessity, ability, or advice. Will, would, can, could, should, must, may, might.
And whenever one of these modal verbs is followed by to be, the form is always be.
It will be cold tomorrow. Will be. The modal will plus be, a future possibility.
This could be the best decision you ever make. Could be. Modal could plus be, an open possibility.
You should be proud of how far you have come. Should be. Modal should plus be, advice about a state.
She must be somewhere nearby. I just saw her car. Must be. Modal must plus be, a logical conclusion.
Things might be difficult at first, but they will get better. Might be. Modal might plus be, a tentative possibility.
In every single one, a modal verb is at the front carrying the tone, and be is the form of to be that always follows.
You never say will is or should is or might is. The modal verb takes the tense and the meaning, and be simply follows. Always the base form, always be.
Will be, would be, can be, could be, should be, must be, maybe, might be. These 8 combinations, they are everywhere in English, every single day.
And now for the second situation where be appears. Direct instructions and advice, imperatives.
Be quiet, be careful, be honest, be kind, be yourself, be the person you want to be.
These sentences are giving someone a direction, a quality to adopt, a state to move into.
And notice they are timeless. Be careful is not about the past. It is not about the present tense in the am is are sense. It is open. It points toward a desired state without locking it into a time.
Be patient. You are telling someone to move toward patience, not describing them as patient right now.
Be brave. Be honest with yourself. Be the change you wish to see. All of these use be because they are pointing toward something not yet fully arrived.
Be is a door. It opens. It invites. It says, here is a direction. Move this way.
And there's something really motivating about be. Think about the sentences people say to encourage you.
Be strong. Be confident. Be exactly who you are.
You cannot say was strong or is strong. Those are descriptions of what was or what is. But be strong. That is a call, a direction, a belief that you can get there.
Be is hope in verb form.
I absolutely love that. Be is hope in verb form.
Now been. And if be is about possibility and the future, been is about experience and the past, reaching into the present.
Been is the past participle of to be, and it is always, always partnered with have, has, or had. Those are its only partners. Been never stands alone.
I have been. She has been. They had been. These 3 combinations, have been, has been, had been, are some of the most powerful structures in all of English.
So what does been actually communicate? It connects a past experience to the present moment. It says, this thing started back there, and it is still here, still part of my story, still connected to now.
I have been learning English for 3 years. I started 3 years ago. I am still learning today. Have been, the bridge between past and present.
She has been working on this project for months. She started months ago. She is still working. Has been. Same bridge, same connection.
We have been friends since we were children. The friendship started long ago. It is alive right now. Have been.
The team has been performing incredibly well this season. The performance started at the beginning of the season. It continues. Has been.
and notice the feeling in all of those. There is duration, there is continuity. Something is ongoing. Something has a history, and that history matters to the present moment.
Been gives weight to experience. It says, this is not just something that happened, it is something that has been shaping you.
I have been through a lot. I have been lonely before. I have been afraid. I have been so happy I did not know what to do with myself.
These sentences carry lived experience, real feeling, and been is what makes them possible.
Now, have been and has been work in the present perfect. They connect past to present, but had been takes us one step further back.
Had been creates the past perfect, and the past perfect is the story inside the story, the earlier event inside an already past moment.
By the time we arrived, the concert had already been canceled. 2 past moments. We arrived, that's one past moment, but the cancellation had happened even before that, had been canceled.
She had been waiting for over an hour when he finally showed up. He showed up, past, but her waiting had already been happening before that, had been waiting.
I did not realize how tired I had been until I finally got some rest. The rest happened in the past, but the tiredness had been there even before, unnoticed. Had been tired.
Had been is the memory behind the memory, the experience that was already complete inside another past story.
And in all of these, been is doing the heavy lifting. Been is what carries the experience, the time, the depth.
Have been. I carry this experience with me into the present. Has been. She, he, it carries this experience. Had been. That experience was already complete before another past moment arrived.
Been is history made personal. It is the proof that something truly happened and that it still matters.
Now let's talk about being. And being is the most alive of the three, the most present, the most in the moment.
Being is the present participle of to be, and it works in 2 very important ways in English.
The first way, being follows am, is, are, was, or were to show that something is actively happening, in progress, not finished, ongoing at a specific moment in time.
The bridge is being repaired this week. Right now, this week, the repair is in progress, is being repaired, an ongoing action.
The invitations are being sent out today, currently happening. The sending is in progress, are being sent.
She felt that her ideas were not being taken seriously. In the past, at that moment, the lack of recognition was ongoing, were not being taken.
Everything is being handled. Do not worry. Right now, in progress, is being handled.
In all of these, being is showing an action or state that is actively happening at a specific time. The am, is, are, was, were gives us the tense, and being shows us the ongoing nature.
Now, the second way being is used, and this is the one that feels most personal and most human. Being to describe temporary behavior, the way someone is acting in a particular moment. Not always, not permanently, but right now.
You are being so generous today. Not saying you are always generous, not a permanent label. Right now, in this moment, your behavior is generous. You are being it in this moment.
He is being very difficult this morning. Not always difficult, but today, this morning, in this specific moment, being.
Stop being so hard on yourself. You are acting in a self-critical way right now, in this moment, being hard on yourself.
She was being incredibly brave throughout the whole thing. In that past situation, her behavior was actively brave. She was being brave, choosing it, maintaining it in that moment.
And this use of being is so important for communication, especially in relationships, because it talks about the moment, not the person's entire character.
You are rude sounds permanent, like a judgment, a label attached to who someone is forever.
You are being rude sounds temporary, specific, this moment, this behavior, right now, and it can change.
Being gives us the gift of specificity, of gentleness, of leaving room for change.
Being says, right now, this is happening, but right now is not forever.
Now let's put all three together. Be, been, and being in one story, one journey, one life.
Imagine someone who has decided to become a more patient person, a real journey of change.
I know I need to be more patient. Be, after the modal need to, the base form, pointing toward a desired quality, a goal, a direction.
I have been working on my patience every day for months. Been, after have, ongoing experience from the past to the present, real effort, real history.
And I can feel it. I am being more patient in situations that used to make me frustrated. Being, after am, happening right now, in the moments that matter. The change is active. The change is real.
Same person, same quality, patience, 3 different forms of to be, 3 different moments in their story.
Be, the intention, the goal, the door opening.
Been, the work, the effort, the lived experience.
Being, the change, the evidence, the right now reality.
And together, they tell the complete story of growth, of becoming, of what it actually means to change.
Now let's hear all three in a real, warm, natural conversation. 2 close friends talking honestly.
Can I ask you something? You seem so much calmer lately. What has been going on with you?
Honestly, I decided I needed to be kinder to myself. I was being way too self-critical about everything.
I noticed that. You have been so hard on yourself for as long as I've known you.
I know, and it has not been easy to change, but I have been trying, slowly, day by day.
Well, it's working. You are being so much more relaxed, more open. It's really wonderful to see.
Thank you. That means a lot. I want to be the kind of person who gives themselves grace, who is patient with the process.
You already are being that person. You just have to keep going.
Let's notice every form. Needed to be, modal plus be, base form, goal, be kinder. I was being after was, past continuous, describing behavior in a past moment, way too self-critical, temporary behavior. You have been so hard, have been, ongoing experience from past to present, has not been easy, has been, experience across time. I have been trying, have been, ongoing effort. You are being after are, present moment, current behavior, temporary and visible right now. I want to be, want to plus be, modal-like structure, goal, future possibility. You are being again, present moment, current evidence of change.
Be, been, being, living naturally in one real conversation, each one doing its job, each one in the right place.
And it flows. It sounds like real people talking because it is real people talking. And when you understand what each form is doing, your English flows the same way.
Final part, and let's make everything stick with practice.
I will give you a sentence with a blank. Choose the right form. Be, been, or being. Think about the partner word and the feeling. Then William gives the answer and explains.
Ready? Let's go.
You must blank joking right now.
Be. Must is a modal verb. Modal verbs need the base form. Must be joking. Be.
She has blank feeling much more confident lately.
Been. Has is been's essential partner. Has been feeling. Been experience that was already in progress from past to present.
The new park is blank built just around the corner.
Being. Is present tense partner. Something in progress right now. Is being built. Being. Active and ongoing.
It would blank amazing to travel to Japan one day.
Be. Would is a modal verb. Would be amazing. Be the base form following the modal. a possibility, a dream.
They had blank waiting at the station for over 2 hours before the train finally arrived.
Been. Had is been's past perfect partner. Had been waiting. Been. Experience that was already in progress before another past moment.
Stop blank so negative about everything. Things will get better.
Being. Stop being. Being here describes current behavior, temporary, right now in this moment. Being so negative, a behavior that can change.
It can blank difficult at first, but everything gets easier with time.
Be. Can is a modal verb. Can be difficult. Be. Base form. A possibility about the future.
He has always blank the most supportive person in the room.
Been. Has been. Always been. Ongoing quality from past to present. Been. The anchor of experience. How did that feel? Did the trick work? Look at the partner word and the right form almost always reveals itself.
Modal verb in front, be. Have, has, or had in front, been. Am, is, are, was, were in front, plus ongoing action or temporary behavior, being.
Partner word, be. Partner word, been. Partner word, being. It really is that simple once you see it.
Let's close with the final clear summary. 3 words, 3 feelings, 3 jobs.
Be, the base form of to be, used after modal verbs will, would, can, could, should, must, may, might, and used in direct instructions and advice. It carries possibility, direction, potential, the door opening towards something.
Been, the past participle of to be, always used after have, has, or had. It carries experience, duration, the ongoing journey from past to present, or the earlier story inside a past story.
Being is the present participle of to be, used after am, is, are, was, or were to show something in progress. Also used to describe temporary behavior in a specific moment, not permanent character.
The quick guide. Modal verb before it, be. Have, has, or had before it, been. Am, is, are, was, were before it, being.
And the feelings, possibility and direction, be. Experience and history, been. Right now and in progress, being.
Say the 3 feelings one last time with us.
Possibility, be. Experience, been. Right now, being.
That is your compass. Carry it with you into every conversation, every piece of writing, every moment of English.
And remember, these 3 words appear in English every single day, in every conversation, in every story, in every email, and every message.
The more you listen, the more you will feel them. The more you speak, the more naturally they will come.
You have been growing your English from the very first episode. You are being brave by showing up and learning, and you are going to be exactly the English speaker you want to be.
Did you catch that? Have been growing, then experience. Are being brave, being, right now. Are going to be, future possibility. It is everywhere, and now it is yours. If today's episode helped you, please share it with someone who's learning English. One share could be the episode that changes everything for them.
Subscribe to English Flow Podcast and keep growing with us every single week.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm William. Keep flowing.